Welcome to WB Mason Postgame Extra, exclusively on SNY.TV. Saturday at Citi Field, a disappointing loss for the Mets as the Braves rally in the ninth with 2 out for 2 runs, then score 2 in the 11th and beat the Mets 5-3. Where do we start in this one?
I don't know.
Relief pitching, defense, great starting pitching. Where do we start?
I'll start with Jacob deGrom first. This game, before it was tied in the ninth inning, was a story of Jacob deGrom, who was outstanding again in his start.
I think just being able to locate my pitches when I need to. Keeping the ball down, getting ground balls. There in the first, I left one over the middle to Freddie, and he got it. But other than that, I think just being able to throw any pitch when I want.
That's the deGrom I'm used to right there. All year last year and the beginning of this year. So I was used to it.
Oh, he's tremendous. Jake pitched great. I mean, Freddie Freeman does that to a lot of guys, but Jake was very, very good today. And I think like Zach brought up, if you didn't have to add on some, he probably can go out in the 8th inning, and now all of a sudden things are different looking in the 9th.
It was a story of Siciliani starting in center field for Lagares, giving him a day off with a great throw to home to get Maben. It goes to Bobby Parnell, who was a great part coming in and getting an out in his first game in 14 months. That should have been the story, but it wasn't. The Mets defensively played a poor game today. They weren't able to turn a double play in the bottom of the 9th. The Mets tried to use a bunch of relievers to try to get through the 8th and 9th because they did not have Familia. That did not work, so they lose the game in 11 innings.
It gets it to be a little tough at the end of the game when you don't have that one guy you can turn to, but it's all part of the development stage of them learning how to pitch and learning how to get through some big, tough, tight situations. And we like all their arms, but it's a lot to ask those guys to step in certain situations when there's really not one guy down there who's ever really pitched the 9th inning and higher than, I think Robles closed a little bit in AAA, but that's probably been it.
Funny thing about it is you mentioned the Siciliani play. Wilmer Flores also made a great play to save a run going up the middle, but when it really mattered, the Mets couldn't make the big play in the 9th inning. And the bullpen, which has been so solid but anchored by Familia, just didn't have enough without Familia available.
Well, when you don't have Familia available, you have guys in that bullpen that the ball's going to be put in play. If it's put in play, you got to make the plays. And last night they were able to get out of that bases-loaded situation and turn the double play. Well, they weren't able to do that today. Peterson hit a ball to Flores that he should be able to turn. He bobbled it. They did not turn it, and that's why he went into extra innings, and the Braves were tougher in the last 2 innings.
Well, that's double play. We got a chance to get the game over. We didn't make the play. We still got to get an out, and we just didn't get the next out.
I mean, you want to go out there. If somebody makes an error behind you, your goal is to pick them up. Nobody's perfect. Everybody's out there trying. So errors are part of the game. So it is what it is, and you do your best to pick the guy up.
Quirky thing is, third baseman Danny Muno, 3 errors, tied a Mets club record. None of those cost the Mets a run in the end. It was the other plays that wound up counting. So the Braves win 5-3 and 11. Rubber game of the series on Sunday afternoon. Dylan G makes the spot start for the Mets against Mike Foltynewicz. And our coverage begins at 12:30 Sunday afternoon on SNY with Pepsi pregame live. That'll do it for WB Mason Postgame Extra. Be sure to join us after every game for exclusive coverage on SNY.TV.